she'll be the biggest female star ever because she can pull up from the parking lot.
She is a killer. She is stone cold.
Caitlyn, man, she's a phenomenon.
She's the best female collegiate player ever.
Caitlyn Clark is capable of magical things.
By revealing a startling detail about her fever contract, Caitlyn Clark, who is renowned for her unparalleled skill and leadership on the court, is further redefining what it means to be a trailblazer in women's basketball. She is also making waves off the court. The basketball community is in a frenzy following the revelation of this shocking detail. And to be honest, it's sure a game not only for Caitlyn, but also for the way athletes approach their careers going forward. Given that before Caitlyn was Rihanna, Diana, Sue, Rebecca, and all of those players, as well as Dawn Staley, where does it go? Will it continue to rise? For those who are wondering about the Caitlyn Clark effect, we now have people. The Iowa standout has always been ahead of her time, and this latest move shows that she's not just playing basketball, but is elevating the sport itself. What exactly did she reveal, and why is everyone talking about it? We saw the kind of offer that Ice Cube made to Caitlyns to play in the Big Three, which is $5 million to play for 3 months. Come on, let's dive. I'm thrilled for her to receive the $28 million at this momentous time in sports history. The recently disclosed information regarding Caitlyn Clark's most recent contract with the Indiana Fever is not only about her, it also sets a precedent for how athletes can utilize their influence to alter their professional journeys. Caitlyn Clark has always been a visionary. According to insiders and Caitlyn herself, her contract contains a clause that permits improved travel accommodations, individualized support staff, and resources devoted to her overall growth as a leader and player. Clark also receives another accolade after being included on Forbes' 30 Under 30 list. Clark, who is only 22, is the only.
In contrast to the usual team travel arrangements, Caitlyn's contract as a professional women's basketball player on this list guarantees that she can maximize her performance and schedule. Since an athlete of her caliber deserves the best, Fever incorporated flexibility to accommodate her needs.
This isn't about extravagance, rather, it's about making sure that one of the biggest basketball stars can shine without needless distractions for Caitlyn, which entails being able to select travel arrangements that reduce stress and maximize recuperation time greater than the NBA. After I saw it, I thought, what's she going to get paid? Because at last, you know, you can get a real paycheck, and I thought, this can't be right because this is what it is in the... Caitlyn Clark will make $76,535 in her first year, but that's only the beginning. Additionally, Caitlyn will have access to a committed group of support staff, including nutritionists, trainers, and even mental performance coaches. This shows that the Fever is taking a progressive stance by emphasizing player well-being and understanding the significance of both physical and mental health on achievement. She doesn't have to play for that whack job. She should just buy a rival. These are some of the comments made here. It's not just about winning games. It's about creating a long-term, sustainable career for their star player. How precisely does Kayla provide that kind of bag? Although Sai is probably not this spiteful, I would want a complete apology and retraction if it had been me and they wanted me outside. Reactions to this news have been nothing short of fascinating. For example, her teammates have been vocal about their support, which may have caused jealousy to creep in, but the atmosphere seems to be one of genuine excitement. This is in response to Goino's remarks on the Dan Patrick Show, which we'll discuss in a moment. The team as a whole benefits from Caitlyn's presence and her improved resources are said to be a reflection of the franchise's goals. One player even made the jest in an interview that if Caitlyn is receiving all these benefits, we should start winning more games to be competitive. Or he discussed Caitlyn Clark once again. From the management's point of view, this was an obvious decision. The general manager of Fever referred to the contract as a daring move to redefine, in their opinion, what constitutes excellence in women's basketball. Not only is Caitlyn a player, but she is also a franchise cornerstone and a representation of their dedication to the advancement of the sport. By supporting her growth, they are also supporting the future of women's basketball fans who have naturally had a field day with the revelation social media. Reactions on social media networks range from lighthearted envy to appreciation. One especially popular tweet read another remark that Caitlyn Clark is living the dream and truly deserves every bit of it after securing a first-class seat to the future of women's basketball. There is a strong sense of pride in Caitlyn's capacity, too. Limits as well as encourage others to set higher goals if they are a college athlete, and they are excellent at it. For example, Caitlyns' naive fan base insulted the WNBA players by claiming that she would enter that league and destroy it. There were even odds that she would win MVP at A. But the WNBA is about more than simply benefits and privileges. In interviews, Caitlyns has expressed her desire to use these resources to enhance her performance and bring championships to Indiana, highlighting that this contract is about laying the groundwork for long-term success for both her and her teammates in the league as a whole. It's a vision that goes beyond a personal benefit and her intense dedication to the game. Although Angel Reese did not address the media following the match versus Caitlin Clark, this event is significant because it marks a shift in the way women's sports are viewed and encouraged. The strong message conveyed by Caitlin's contract is that athletes should have their demands satisfied in ways that enable them to excel on and off the court by putting development and well-being first. The Fever are establishing a standard that other teams will surely follow. And let's not forget about the knock-on effect young athletes everywhere are watching Caitlin's journey and learning that it's acceptable to demand more because they're seeing a role model who's not just breaking records, but also breaking obstacles. This goes beyond basketball. It's about leadership, empowerment, and having the guts to push the boundaries of what's conceivable. The basketball watch on Sinclair's left side, she waves her hand without even looking at her, as though to convey that she doesn't care about her and isn't defending her. Of course, big change comes with enormous responsibility. Caitlyns is aware that she is the center of attention, and she is managing. This isn't just her victory, it's a communal triumph that demonstrates the strength of collaboration and creativity. As we look to the future, one thing is certain: she is quick to give credit to her teammates and the Fever organization for believing in her vision. Beyond just being an athlete, Caitlin Clark is a leader, a trailblazer, and a representation of what is possible. When talent and willpower come together, people wonder why NBA player salaries are 100 times higher than WNBA salaries, because the TV money in the NBA was 100 times higher than it was in the WNBA. Her contract with the Fever is more than just a business deal. It's a declaration of intent that the future of women's basketball is bright, bold, and limitless. Within the WNBA, Caitlin Clark's path is especially noteworthy because of how this contract demonstrates her capacity to go beyond conventional bounds. She is more than just an athlete in the traditional sense. She is a brand, an icon, and a visionary because she has secured provisions that prioritize long-term growth, well-being, and personal development as demonstrated by young athletes. Fever's choice to fully support her goal is more than just wise business, it's a culture transformation. It shows that being outstanding on the court isn't enough and that you can and should demand excellence off the court as well. Women's sports have long been underappreciated, and athletes usually do not receive the funding or attention they are due. Caitlyns. Contract is a first step in changing that perception. It tells other teams, leagues, and even corporate sponsors that supporting female athletes is not only morally right, but also profitable. It's similar to that Bird Magic moment in 1979 when those two rookies entered from a fierce college rivalry, one white, one black. The domino effect is already starting, as other WNBA players are reportedly looking into similar clauses for their contracts inspired by Caitlin's audacious move. Agents and teams are taking notice, realizing that this could lead to rivalry, which is what draws people to sports. They want to watch games of consequence between rivals. They don't want everyone to be nice to one another. Become the new standard for superstar athletes, and even younger athletes in high school and college are beginning to have higher dreams now that they know that someone like Caitlyn is opening doors to a world with more chances and less restrictions. Caitlyn appears to be well conscious of her part in this greater movement. She is not only promoting her personal development, but promoting the expansion of women's basketball overall, saying in a recent press interview that it's not only about me, but also about paving the road for the next generation to succeed in ways we never imagined were possible. It's not just lip service. Caitlin Clark had one of the most incredible basketball seasons in a long time. Caitlyns. Her words are supported by her actions. Imagine the impact of a player of her caliber showing up at a youth basketball camp and sharing not only her skills, but also her mindset. She has already stated plans to use her resources to mentor young players and take part in community outreach programs. That kind of ripple effect has the power to change lives, just like anything that actually occurs with. Caitlin Clark critics will always have their say, and some have questioned whether she is truly that special. I would say that her big thing is to be ready for the WNBA season. And people are asking why she is only making $70,000 in the league and why she is worrying so much about it instead of trying to push for other leagues and other ways to make more money. Provisions undermine the idea of team equality. But Caitlyns' strategy makes it obvious that this isn't about entitlement. Rather, it's about pushing boundaries in a way that benefits everyone. Essentially, by being at her best and performing at her peak, she's helping the Fever win games, gain recognition, and draw in more fans. The league and the team Caitlin Clark is a star on the court, a leader of fitness, and a true pioneer in every way. Her journey is far from over, and this revelation is just one chapter in her incredible story. Whether you're a fan of the game or just inspired by her drive, there's no doubting that she's making an impact that will last for years to come.